Sheffield United aren't being outplayed. They're essentially on the wrong side of those fine margins. But where would you pinpoint the problems? Where do the problems lie for you right now?
I think we all need to take the responsibility. It's not one area of the pitch. Obviously, try to keep the ball out of our net and put it in the back of the opposition. That's the biggest thing. I think apart from that, we're doing okay. It's just the little end moments of the games.
In comparison to last season, as you yourself know, as a case in point, there's been a lot more disruption to the team because of injury and suspension. Is that a factor, I wonder?
Yeah, it could be. You could say that, yeah. But I think everyone's here to step in and play when they're needed, and that's why the manager's got a good squad, and that's why he's improved the group year on year. So anyone can come in at any stage, and yeah, obviously when you get big players like Jack O'Connell missing for a long period of time, it's always going to disrupt the team.
How easy has it been, or how perhaps difficult has it been for the squad to keep spirits up then, when each week provides a massive challenge for you?
Yeah, obviously sometimes it's difficult, but then you come back in on the Monday morning after a weekend game, it's time to go back to work and get the spirits high and get yourself ready for the next game, and that's what we've been doing. Of course, we're all disappointed by losing games, but it's up to us to put that right.
Would you say then that Sheffield United have to beat West Brom this weekend?
Yeah, well, we got to the game wanting to win it, yeah, of course. I wouldn't say we have to, but we got into every game fighting we can win it, and we're going to do that tomorrow as well, and hopefully we can get the positive result we need.
Because I suppose right now, of course, it's not the doomsday scenario, but it's about keeping in touch with those teams that are around you and just above you in the table.
Yeah, of course. I think now there's maybe 4 or 5 teams who'll be disappointed with the starts they've made to the season. Obviously, we're one of them at the moment, and as I say, we need to keep working hard as we can and try and get ourselves out of it.
Do you think part of this is down to, part of the reason why there is this focus then on Sheffield United is because, well, look, the line goes, well, you finished 9th last season, so why can't that necessarily be replicated this season?
Yeah, of course. Also, we have to move on from last season pretty quickly. It was obviously a great season for us, but I think in terms of the games themselves, they've been pretty similar. We were in a lot of games last year, and maybe we nicked a odd goal when a draw was maybe a fair result, but at the moment it just seems to be going against us, and hopefully we'll come out the other side.
Just on other themes right now, as well as obviously the Maradona story this week, it's been announced who will be allowed fans back into stadia and not. Just as a sweeping question, do you think it's fair that some stadiums are to be allowed, some fans are to be allowed back in certain areas and not in others?
Yeah, well, I'm not actually too sure who's allowed fans and who's not, but I think as long as the areas are safe, or whatever way they're going about it now, whatever's the safest way to do it, then obviously everyone wants the fans back, but it's just doing it the safest way possible.
At least it's a start, I suppose, that, you know, one day areas such as Sheffield will be allowed to have fans back, but at the minute it's more so to the south coast that gets the fans back first.
Yeah, and if that's the way it is, then it's obviously great for those teams to get however many fans they can get back, and hopefully we'll get there in a shorter period of time as we can.
Just to move back to football related matters on the field, how big a period of time in the season do you think you're in? You know, Sheffield United have had a group of matches against sides that are all going to be challenging for the title this year. The next 7 or 8 matches, with respect, perhaps less so. So how much more important does that make this run up to Christmas and into the new year? Yeah,
of course. Obviously, your top 4 or 5 teams in this division, when they're on it, then it's going to be very difficult to stop them. But every other game outside of that is very, very difficult as well, and hopefully we can make it difficult for most teams as well. But obviously, as I say, right at this moment in time, it's not been going for us in terms of results. The performance over the last few games have been okay. We just need to start try and keep them clean sheets and sticking the ball in the opposition net.
Just finally then, what about you? I mean, how frustrating has it been to obviously have had the injury, not just to miss football with Sheffield United, but also maybe the odd bit of football with Scotland as well?
Yeah, it was obviously very frustrating. I got my injury when I was playing for Scotland, so to miss the next camp was obviously very disappointing for myself. But as a result, obviously I just became a fan again for Scotland, and thankfully we got what we wanted.
Didn't you just? And does that put a little bit more of a spring in the step of all potential Scotland internationals now of what you can look forward to next summer?
Yeah, of course. I think it was just a massive step forward. It brought a bit of happiness to the whole nation, because I think it was maybe 20 years or so before the last time they'd done it. So yeah, it was a great overall turnaround.